right, hello. Welcome to A Grim and Perilous Plays. We are playing Heart the City Beneath tonight. We are temporarily down one of our delvers, but Mike should be showing up at some point soon. And then we'll have a full crew, and we can kind of continue this arduous journey through this crazy underground, massive, I don't know, city. I don't know, alien egg. I don't know. We don't really know what it is. That's kind of the point of the game. Is like every time the heart can be something different. And so yeah, we'll dig into that some more. But before we get into that, why don't we just go ahead and do some intros, who everyone's playing, that kind of stuff. And if you pick beats, I know a few of you are still thinking about beats that you might pick, as beats are like the sort of like the XP of the game. Like it's self-determined by the players, and then we kind of throw different things in to get you to complete those tasks during the course of a game. So Adam, who are you? Who are you playing? What the hell do you want out of this game?
Well, I'm Adam, and I'm playing Esme, and I'm a deep apiarist. I have lots of friends within me and without, as she has a swarm of bees living inside of her. And I guess if you don't know that by now, that it would explain a lot of things. But yeah, she is all about going on adventures with her friends and being positive and taking care of people when they're hurt. Yeah, that's what she's
Okay,
about.
right on. Very cool. Next up, Chuck, who are you? Who are you playing? What the hell do you want to do?
Hey, that's me. I'm Chuck. I am playing Lucius, our heretic. And I'm the clergy of the meat tree. And what I want to do is sell or sacrifice a D8 or higher resource to secure a secret, or I want to reach a landmark on tier 3 of the heart.
Okay, we just left tier 3 too, to move back up to tier 2, but hopefully we're going to be going back down to tier 3 by the end of the night. So hopefully you're going to be okay. So we'll see how it goes. We're very slow when it comes to delving. We take our time. Yeah. We see the sights. Okay,
we'll get there eventually.
Right on. Mike, we'll have him shortly, but let's go down to the bottom row. Let's see, Jen, who are you playing?
Hey everybody, it is Jen. I am playing Zelina Frey, and she is a witch. Her calling is enlightenment.
Very cool. And yeah, the callings, if you're unfamiliar with Heart, callings are like one of the different things you choose with character creation. And this whole beat system, you actually pick beats from the various callings. I think there's like 5 different callings, if memory serves. And I think we have a decent spread of different ones. Next up, we have Steven. And if you didn't know, Steven's from California. And many things have been filmed
Santa Cruz, actually.
In Santa Cruz. He has been telling us all about the various things that were filmed in his delightfully weathered place.
It's Steven, tell us about your stupid character. It's a magical place. Our UCSC banana slugs. You can see that T-shirt in Pulp Fiction. Anyways,
it's insufferable.
I am playing Zenobe, the junk mage. I have backpacks and satchels and just pockets full of every little bit. If Steampunk D&D had a Hoarders TV show, I would be in the pilot episode. And I am looking to see something from my dreams in the real world, because I have a lot of crazy dreams, or possibly consume something of the Zenobe.
Okay. Yes.
Were we supposed to say our beats?
I was just doing that as something to throw out there. You don't have to. It's fine.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I chose it finally.
Okay, right on. What'd you pick? I'm way more interested in yours than I am in Steven's. So.
Awkward. But anyways, visit 3 for missing stations is one I've been working on, and then the other one is to find a heart-touched sapling on a delve and bring it back to a haven for planting.
Nice.
Because Steven isn't the only one who copies. Sometimes people copy off of Steven.
Okay. Heart-touched sapling.
I mean, honestly, I'm so original that most people copy off me more than I copy off them.
Oh God, he's just, He didn't forget Lost Boys told the Twitch. He
told us
mentioned that
before
we got on because Steven wouldn't shut up for the past 20 minutes. He's been telling us how great Santa Cruz is and California is, and how the rest of us where we live sucks. Part of that's correct, but whatever. Finally, we've got Jeremy playing Malik. Jeremy, tell us about your far superior character, Malik. to Zenobe, then.
I'll be playing Malik. I'm a Knoll penitent cleaver. I'm trying to walk a better path. I'm not allowed to take a beat that lets me move to Santa Cruz, because I hear that's where the cool people are. So instead, I will settle for establishing a connection to a landmark that's important to my order, or perhaps a member of my order will beg me to perform an undesirable task, and to refuse would be disgraceful.
Okay, maybe that's what we're going to discover is when you all get to tier 4 of the heart, which is the actual heart center. It's actually just Santa Cruz. That's what it is. It's just great weather all year round.
It's a magical place.
Are they going to ask me to leave?
Incomprehensible.
I don't know. Okay, what was the other one, Jeremy? I know that I got the one where the whole person coming up to you. What was the second one you have?
Oh, establish a connection to a landmark that's important to the order.
Oh, important to the order. Okay. All right. I will try to hit all these. I've realized it's very challenging to hit 12 beats in a single session over 2 hours. Very challenging. So we usually get, I don't know, like maybe 3/4 of them done, something like that. So, all right. Last time we left Terminus, if you all recall that. We spent some time in Terminus, I should say first. Terminus being this sort of intersection of a variety of these Vermissian tunnels. Oh, we got our sixth player who's in the right spot. Was it almost perfect? It's not perfect. Damn it. Okay. Well, hang on a second. This is going to take a minute. Let me move some people around.
Hey, look at me. I'm luscious.
Oh, you sure are.
Oh,
Always have been, buddy.
I'm not doing this correct at all. Let's see. Everyone, you're playing a different character tonight.
Great.
All right.
That should be fun.
I also copied that from Zenobe.
All right, that's right. Okay, there we go. Got it this time. Mike, we were just getting ready to start. Are you ready? You want to introduce who Dante is? If you're not ready, I can just move on.
That's fine. Yeah. So Dante is a hound. He's one of a few hounds from the Bleeding Hollow that helps keep peace in the heart area. So he's a resident, kind of police officer. He's kind of getting to that area. He has a very steely gaze that he just picked up that can intimidate people pretty well. So that'll be fun using.
All right. So, what was it? So last time, basically the big quest they're on right now is like this arduous journey across the heart to try to recover some Spire Black to help resupply the Bleeding Hollow, where they're getting increasingly close to that location. Very close. Hopefully we'll hit there tonight. And along the way, you've hit a couple other landmarks and such. Most recently, we spent time in Terminus, which is this weird kind of arcane interconnection between a variety of train stations, train tracks of this old haunted, like cursed Vermissian station. For long ago, these mages and wizards and things thought they would try to create this kind of subway network across the heart, and it went horribly. And there's still residue of that around. And Terminus was like some sort of hub of all of those stations. You met a couple stone golems, and they fixed Zenobe, as Zenobe was having these weird visions and voices in his head, and these stone golems helped you out.
Only halfway fixed, though.
Halfway fixed, sure. It's better. You also, I think you killed your pet. Was it a mouse that you killed? Who'd you drown again?
Yeah, I had a pocket mouse named Zenobe. And I had another pocket mouse named Zenobe, and I sacrificed both of them to Zenobe.
And then you journeyed to Grin Station, and along the way, you had like a weird little time dilation trap that you had to navigate. You got shot at by these old cannons in the side of one of the tunnels. I think you ran into some witches at one point too, who were doing this sort of weird occult ceremony. But eventually, you all arrived at Grin Station, and so that's where we will actually pick up. right there. As what do I want to do for music? Let's see. I don't know. Let's do that one. I use
So
Tale
Grin
of
Station is back up on level 2, so to speak.
Grin Station is back up on level 2. Yeah, so
Okay,
we're kind of
cool.
been
I need to
undulating
adjust
here and
some
there.
stuff.
Okay. So yeah, we are on 2. So
Got it.
no, high rise doesn't make sense. Sorry. Getting some music down. Let's just do that one. So you guys look around, and if you recall, when you first got here, and I think you actually heard about this a little bit, just be careful of the carnival. It was sort of like a warning you had at one point. But as you get here, you look around, and effectively, it looks like you actually are at some sort of carnival. It looks like this touristy destination. You can see like a crumbling amusement park all around you, fairly decrepit in some cases. You can still hear the sounds of, various machines that are functioning like roller coasters and rides that are moving, that seem to be moving into nothing that you can tell. Like they're just kind of dropping off in the distance. You hear and see lights as well, kind of this mage light stuff flickering about. All around, there's scavengers that are kind of going through some of the debris of these collapsed rides and locations. And a lot of the scavengers, as you're looking at them, their bodies themselves have these little like jagged pieces of mirrors and other glass sticking out of them. You can see this flickering mage light coming up from them. At the same time, like, there's the light that kind of permeates this huge cavern within, where this tourist destination is. You can tell like there's like this constantly shifting quality to things, like almost like there's this tendency for the walls to kind of shift and move, and you get this feeling just from looking at the way that the lights and the mirrors and things are all hanging from the ceiling, that it's sort of not the easiest place to navigate through this particular station. As you start like kind of navigating around, you can see that there does seem to be like a somewhat healthy population here. Like there are people that have like not just scavenging around, but others who have set up like tents and booths and things. You see like a row of food stalls with various types of things that are being served. Some these strange like what they call like baked goods that are sort of structured into these weird, almost abstract forms of art. Others where there's like heart's blood creatures that are hanging down from a ceiling, dripping like a butchery shop, and there's meat on sticks that are being sold to the people who pass by. You see like this almost like a vegetable garden of some kind, and this old woman with a pointy hat kind of handing things out to people as they pass by. There's like a fortune teller booth that's promising like secrets and memories and fortunes and stuff in exchange for coin or some other trade. And so all of these different like attractions and features seem to be all around here. What do you all want to do while you're here?
Quick question.
Yeah, man.
I remember that some of us had taken Shaken, and then we ran off.
Yeah, you can get rid of it now.
Okay.
I think it was you and Zelina.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can clear that. So basically, you're at a rundown, like kind of haunted, creepy-looking carnival. What would you all like to do?
Run away.
Okay.
Are there any
Well,
clowns to befriend?
Oh my gosh.
You do hear like this sounds like this like cackling laughter, like like wafting between like these alleys, between these old broken down stalls. So probably somewhere.
I'm not gonna like beeline towards them, but if we're like walking as a group, I'm just gonna like meander that direction.
I think we should leave as soon as possible. So
We were warned against this place. That
Yeah.
might be the wise thing to do.
You can see there's also all of these like dumpsters and these huge heaps of trash that you can tell some people are like digging through and like, periodically finding like these different items and things inside as well.
Oh, I'll dig through one.
Okay,
Okay.
so wait, what were we warned about? Why, my mind is so scatterbrained. Like sometimes it's hard for me to remember what we just did.
We were warned to avoid the carnival. It was dangerous. Am I correct in that? In my recollection?
You're
Yep.
correct.
Dante nods. Yep.
Okay, everybody, find your buddy, and Esme will try and lock arms with people.
Zenobe, you said you wanted to dig through some trash.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm stuck being his buddy, aren't I?
Another man's trash.
You're the only one strong enough to stop him from doing something truly stupid.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Let's say if you just want to start like searching around, discern probably would be good. Anything from cursed or let's say occult would be okay too.
Either one. Good with that. I'll definitely gesture over to Malik. Hey, use your claws. Dig through that gunk right there, that goo, whatever that is. Dig through that.
He just slices through it.
Okay.
Do I have help?
That's what it sounds like.
Sure. The faster you accomplish whatever you're looking for, the sooner we can
Standard
leave.
difficulty.
Standard's fine.
I've learned there's no dissuading you.
Success.
There's simply helping you finish what you're doing faster.
No,
So-
leave the gunk. Leave the gunk. I got something over here.
The two of you, you're digging through this big old pile. It almost looks like for a while it looked like garbage, but then you get underneath and you realize there's all these different machines that are just piled up below here. You come across one that has this faded kind of stenciled writing on the side of it, like it was once like an attraction that was set up somewhere within the carnival, and it says "What the Surf Witnessed." And you start kind of digging through it, and you find inside there's some sort of like video contraption, and you see that in that video contraption is this faded reel of some kind of horrible smut, and you can take a D8 Haven resource. Faded reel of smut.
It's trash. And I just put it in my bag without showing it to him.
Okay. Fair enough. What else are what are the rest of you doing this at this point?
Well, Esme, if we're going to be here for a while, should we take in the sights?
Wait, I thought we weren't supposed to.
Well, Zenobe's dug us too far into this pit as it is, so we might as well see what it's going to take to dig ourselves out.
Oh, did he?
No, done quite quickly.
Did he not keep track of his buddy?
No, he dragged Malik right into it as well.
Well, Malik's not his buddy. Oh, all right. I suppose we should go. Let's go and grab them, and then we'll move on, and we'll get to Spire Black.
Esme, you start like trying to go catch up with Zenobe and Malik, as Zenobe had like dragged Malik off to this like shiny pile of old machines.
Yeah.
And your eyes kind of catch sight of this this sort of, it looks like a vegetable garden, but it's extraordinarily colorful at the same time.
Ooh.
And you see sprouting up and like hanging down from the ceiling, sprouting up from the ground, growing out of the sides of the walls. There are all these like kind of beautiful, different colored flowers and things like that. And one of them is this gorgeous violet that's just so vibrant and almost puts all of the other colorful like roses and daisies and things like that to shame. It's just like there's this, it's almost pulsing with brightness and glowing with some sort of illumination.
I shouldn't. Hello. As Esme takes around her surroundings, and who's the nearest one standing next to her?
Lucius, I think you were buddied with him, right? With Esme?
Yeah.
She's quite fond of you. Watch over us. And like Esme walks over to where the flower is.
Mm-hmm.
This must
you
be done.
you step into this vegetable garden area, and you reach up to this sapling of a violet. And Lucius, you're right there as well. And
Yeah. After that message from the swarm, I'll definitely be on lookout.
okay. And you're watching, and there's no one around. Like, you don't see anybody like suddenly coming up on you or anything like that. But then you notice, Lucius, as your nose starts to get this little tickle in it, and you start sneezing and coughing, and you feel yourself starting to itch. I need both Esme and Lucius to make an endure wild test, as some sort of strange gas or emission is coming from within this garden. And standard is perfectly fine.
Critical success.
Oh, nice. You can. So this would have actually been like mind fallout or mind stress. So if you have any mind stress, you can heal like a D6's worth. So if you want to roll D6, if you have any mind stress.
I don't. I've just got a crap load of blood.
I'll tell you what. Take a D6 blood. That's fine.
Oh, cool.
You did get a critical
Endure what?
success. You deserve to get something from that. Endure wild.
Wow. This is amazing. It's going to be great.
Oh,
Oh goodness. So a couple things happen. Lucius, like it's a horrible smell actually. Like you thought it would smell. It started out as like a fragrant smell, and like it was kind of masking it. Then you started to like sneeze and cough, and then that eventually faded away. You started to itch, and the reason you're itching is when you look down, you realize your wounds are actually healing at this like expedient pace. Like maybe it was alarming at first, but you were watching as like all these cuts and bruises. There's just this rapidity, this regeneration that seems to be taking over you momentarily.
I would definitely be taken aback. Like, Esme, something's going on. You should be quick. It doesn't seem to be harmful, though.
This is nothing to us. We will be fine in a moment.
Meanwhile, Esme, your mind becomes a bit addled as you start kind of having weird colors begin to seep in from the sides, and everything you're looking around at almost has this, like the colors are bleeding into one another. Take 1 point of stress as you're just a little sort of, your senses, your visual senses, yours and your hives seem to be slightly perturbed, but nothing that you could
mind
handle.
stress, right?
Mind, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sort of like a confusion thing. And then I'll roll your D12. 7. I think you're probably fine, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because you just took the fallout and everything. Okay.
Like Esme's eyes are closed, but she can see what she's doing essentially as the swarm is working, and she is harvesting this massive violet.
Okay. Beautiful. So that's what you two are doing. We've accounted for Zenobe and Malik as well. Are Dante and Zelina up to anything?
It seems like everybody's really preoccupied, and Zelina kind of just does whatever she wants. So she's going to kind of wander off. And you did mention there was a fortune teller.
There is indeed. Yeah.
So she's going to kind of slither off and see if she can find the fortune teller.
Okay. Are you following along, Dante? Are you going to kind of stick to the buddy system, or are you going to let her go?
I guess I'll stick to the buddy system. Dante was hoping that Zelina would be like a person who like doesn't get sucked into it, but he's like, shit. He's gonna make a mental note
how
to
we
have to
picked
figure
our
out where the
buddies.
jail is, because he's assuming we'll probably end up there. Yeah.
So you wander over, Zelina, and it's not hard to find. It's right there. There's a fortune-telling booth. Everything's kind of faded and busted, but like you can still see like the signs that are depicting it. And you see sitting behind the booth, there is a knoll. It had a very kind of old knoll. You can see whites of tufts of fur. They have a very colorful turban on their head, and you see sprouting up between like the wraps of their colorful turban are these like withered flowers that kind of stick out and just sort of droop down here and there, like they've been dead for quite some time. And as you come up, they say to you like, secrets and memories, only for you. Yes, I shall tell fortune. I shall provide secret and memory and something for use for when you least expect it. Maybe you've forgotten a bit of your childhood. Maybe you need the secret of some powerful man in the future. Whatever it might be, I can provide only for a bit of a donation. So if you want to engage, you would have to donate something, a resource of some kind.
I can donate a tattered finery.
Okay. So you hand
And
this-
I'm going to pull out Zenobe's mice and plop them down on the table.
Oh, you want both?
Yes.
This is a treasure. And when, as the Knoll is saying that, they're holding up the dead mice. Such a treasure. I haven't had mice in quite some time, and all they look to be, well, they're dead. But that's fine. That is fine. And kind of going over the fineries, the colorful. Oh, this would make a very fine hat. 2 for 2. I shall give you 1 secret and 1 memory. So you watch as the Knoll plucks 2 of these feathers out of their turban, and they pull out from underneath the counter these 2 stoppered vials, and they slide into each one of them the withered piece of flower, stopper them up, and then start to shake. And you see the one of them kind of turns into this sort of misty, sort of pinkish color, and the other turns in this sort of misty greenish color. And they hand over the pink, your memory, and then they hand over the green, your secret. Whenever you would need it, whenever it would be useful, uncork, sniff, and the information will be yours. Something useful, something that you did not know you need, but always actually had. So you can put D8, D8 memory, D8 secret. And they're both in vials.
I have one more request.
Oh, yes. And they're reaching into the bag. What is it?
And I'm going to gingerly take one of the mice back from him and put it on the table and then slice it open.
What is the meaning of this?
I figured you could see something in the blood.
Perhaps. And they kind of lean really far down, kind of getting their what's the word I'm thinking? Their muzzle,
Muzzle.
right?
Snout.
Yeah, snout works too. Yeah, right into the thing. What are you looking for in here? I see many things. They died a very gruesome death, betrayed by one they loved and thought loved them. Holy, they are. They are familiars of something godly? No. Angelic? Maybe. Oh, what is this? And they kind of reach into the guts and they sort of pull out this, what looks like some kind of shell, this nautical spirally shell. That should not be in here. And kind of reaches out and kind of hands it over to you. Well, I suppose you may take this as change. Kind of hands over. Gives you a nautical shell. You can put that in as a D6 resource too.
Okay. Thank you, wise one.
I am happy to serve.
Oh,
All right.
Dante. Hi.
Hello?
I'm ready to go now.
Great, let's go.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything? There's probably other stuff here too. I don't list everything. So if there's something else you're looking for too, that's always an option.
Well, probably after Esme is done harvesting the sapling, this garden that healed me, I want to just just take a bunch of the flowers. Maybe I can turn them into like some kind of healing poultislator or something like that.
Yeah.
Very good
D6
idea.
colorful flowers.
Nice.
Okay.
You are resourceful.
Thank
You're
you.
useful to us.
I got a question for you, Other Esme. What do I refer to you as when you're in charge?
Names matter not to us.
Okay.
Pick one for us.
Susan.
Susan. Perhaps you view us as a woman as well. Perhaps if we were male, we would be Anthony.
Oh,
It just hurts. Like
it was
it's-
so quick too. Like it was.
I
just-
appreciate that one. That was pretty good. But like,
Yeah.
oh god. Anyhow. And then something heavy
Okay.
falls on Esme and she dies.
Hello. Okay.
That's so bad. It took me a second.
Right? Oh goodness.
Oh,
Malik and Zenobe, you're over by you're kind of digging through this trash. You hear the sounds of an old man.
Heart beasts here. Get your heart beasts on a stick. Eat all you want. It'll fill you up. Body, soul, spirit, whatever other things you might have, it'll fill you up good. Freshly caught, freshly cleaved, ready for consumption.
And you look over and there's
Oh, I have a very select variety of folks like yourself, Mr. Cleaver, I presume. It's sourced locally in the tunnels surrounding here. Ethically caught and cleaved, of course.
Do you have anything raw?
How else would you serve it? Don't be foolish. Of course I do.
and just pulls out this long kind of like foot and a half long like a bamboo pole, and you just see this sort of slimy like red pinkish like marbled piece of heart flesh just wrapping around it and pierced through it.
This was caught this morning at the first bells.
Do you have any seafood?
Seafood. Seafood. Seafood.
Yeah,
Do
like
I
water
look like a
food.
seafood stand here? It says hot. Well, does it actually say that? No, I do not have any seafood. I
This
do
is the
have-
only Zenobe blood you have.
I have Zenobe. I do.
Yeah, Zenobe's blood.
I am
That's
not
what it says
familiar
on your sign. I'm looking at it right now.
It says heart's blood. What?
Malik
Mr.
will simply
Cleaver.
just give the man like a nod and a wink, and this looks perfect. In fact, I like it raw, so I'll take it just so.
Ah, yes. And what will you be purchasing this with, of course?
Let me look through what I have.
Alec, buy two.
Like
Sorry,
Malik
take it.
got the short end of the stick.
I'm sorry, you have the
Yeah.
worst buddy.
Yeah, that's okay. I actually still have some old bone charms and gut sutures.
That sounds lovely.
How big are they?
It's a D6.
D6 will get you 1. If something is a D8, it'll get you 2. You can also downgrade if you want. If you have something bigger to make change.
I do, but I'm saving most of the other stuff I have for what they can let me do with them later.
You could take.
So-
You could give a D6 and then do a D4 of supply stress to make up for to get to 2 pieces.
I don't think
Alright,
it's
hold
really
on.
his nature. I think
How
he
are you
looks
this
at what he...
poor? And I'll start digging through my bag, and I'll pull out a D8 Vermisian fragments.
Okay.
Yeah, Malik actually has a ton of stuff on him, but the stuff he has on him, it's like when you hoard stuff in a video game, you're like, I'm gonna need this in case we
Yeah.
run across that.
It's your Morrowind Elder Scrolls house with all the potions
Yeah.
that you'll never get to use.
All the things of cheese.
Yeah.
No, Lord.
Zenobe, if you give over the D8, you will get 2 heart's blood on a stick.
All right, I'll grab both, and for a second, I will act like I'm gonna walk away, and then, oh yeah, need more of this, and I'll hand him one.
Okay.
And then I'll go through my bag, and I'll pull out a jar, and I'll pop the lid off and give it a sniff. Oh yeah, that'll be good. And I dip it in there. You want some muscle, honey?
What is this?
This is Lucius's luscious muscle honey. I'm reading a handwritten label on the side of the jar.
I remember now. Oh god.
God help me.
Okay.
Down the hatch.
You guys eat it. You feel pretty good. If you have any blood stress, you can restore a D6 worth.
Does it have any tags that would go with it?
Well, you ate this. I think you consume this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. For your cleave ability, yeah, this would have wild, and this would have cursed.
Awesome.
What tag does it get from me?
You are? What are you, a heretic? Religion?
Yeah. There you go.
Nice.
I think that's a good catch. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Okay.
He's
as
a bit crazy, but he really believes.
As the two of you are walking back to rejoin the party, who are anxiously waiting to depart, as the sounds of still start to echo around and in the dark alleyways between these attractions. Malik, Zenobe, you both feel a little dizzy, a little headache kind of overtake you. You start to sort of blink away as best you can. Your eyes begin to sort of spots overtake them, and momentarily they just go black. But then quickly you open them up, and you look, and your sight is back. Except Malik, you are looking directly at yourself. And Zenobe, you are looking directly at yourself. Like, that's not Malik, that's not Zenobe, that's me. As you two are seeing out of each other's eyes and not your own.
Zenobe! Are you Zenobe?
Yes.
Holy. I've been looking for you.
I'm so glad you found me. Now let's walk away.
Did you get my Zenobe and Zenobe?
I did. And thank you. Let me properly thank you over there, outside of here.
You rejoin the group.
Okay.
Very hard to walk. It's weird. It's very disorienting because you're still physically moving your body. You watch each other. You move your hand.
Oh,
up,
no.
And that's basically what it is. You're looking at each other's eyes, but you're still functionally moving your own bodies and walking and kind of almost bumping into things here. And it's very, very awkward. This will last until you reach your next landmark, by the way.
Oh, no.
Anything that you try to do like that requires like visual acuity or like dexterous acuity where you're not helping each other out will be made dangerous. Will be made dangerous.
So we're
The
really
buddy
enforcing
system
the
a little
buddy
more
system.
You are unfortunately really enforcing that's why I was laughing. I'm like, oh god. I'm gonna ruin Jeremy here.
I hate to say this, but I feel like it would be easier if we held hands. Just this is very uncomfortable.
Aw, it's so sweet.
The one time I eat red meat, I'm normally a pescatarian.
Mm. Mm.
What if I
understand.
got on your back and I like look over your shoulder?
I don't know that you can carry me. But, well,
No, I get on your back.
right.
On my back?
Wait, this is
Am
all
I your
incredibly
back or
awkward
are
'cause
you
we're
my back?
seeing
This is
an
what the
awkward
rest of you
montage
see.
of the two of us crawling over each
Yeah.
other ensues.
Okay. So you're breed together. Like Zenobe and Malik are messed up in some weird way. The other
We're
four of you seem
tripping.
okay. Yeah.
What strange practices you have.
Just like see them doing this at each other.
And missing the whole time.
Mm. We start
give
doing
them
that
a
actor
trench
mirror
coat?
exercise.
Oh god. What would y'all like to do?
Malik, you see Esme with her eyes closed walk up to your vision and say to you, "You're wasting your time. We have much to accomplish. Stop this."
Well, I thought it would expedite things if I... Oh. Yes.
The face looks confused even though its eyes are closed. What is happening? Why did you give that one control of you?
It's only visual.
We will talk later. And turns around and joins the others.
Okay. What would you like to do? Continue to explore the carnival, or would you like to move on?
Do we all? I would imagine we all get back and share our experiences. Yeah,
Mm.
To some degree, maybe.
maybe. Because I would be very interested in checking out that fortune teller.
So
As
don't eat
well.
the food.
Mhm.
Do check out the fortune teller.
Oh, there's
Got
a flower garden there that seems to have healing properties.
Hmm.
I'll
There
have to-
was a flower garden.
something happened to it.
You guys
while
have
in
wrecked
flowers.
it.
And no longer a flower garden. Got it. So
Meanwhile, like Susan seems to be hovering close to Luscious, like absent-mindedly, like Susan doesn't even realize they're doing that. And like maybe like a hand tries to get into his pocket to get at the violets.
Mm.
Susan,
Very intimate episode
I-
today.
Yeah, I know.
Esme has grown on me, and we're not there yet. Please remove your hand.
Those flowers. We wish to harvest them.
Very well. I'll let you harvest the flowers. You just ask next time, please. Right. Yes. Awkward. Let's go see the fortune teller. Get out of
Yeah.
this conversation.
Speaking of awkward, like using a nearby wall, we finally managed to get Zenobe up on Malik's shoulders.
yeah, I want to help them.
Okay,
This,
yeah.
Dante actually has a trench coat as part of his hound's
Oh
uniform.
no
so-
shit!
Yes.
So
Yeah, so
awesome.
one on top of the other with a trench coat. Yes, that's
Oh.
what he's one set up.
Oh my God,
that is
yes.
phenomenal. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's part of his. He gets it as part of his sergeant upgrade. I think.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
that's
so cool.
Wonderful.
So I'm helping
Jeff,
make
I'm
this
gonna need
happen.
an AI generated image of that at some point.
I will
That
I will do that. AI
oh my
trench
God,
coat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a,
Mid Journey. I'm addicted to Mid Journey. It's ridiculous. Okay, Lucius, you head over to the booth for the fortune teller. Same thing. Colorful turban wearing knoll, flowers sprout, like withered flowers sprouting between the seams. Does the same, kind of gives the same basic pitch to you.
Like, what secrets and memories can I give you today?
I have a friend that's been following me, a spirit friend, and I was wondering if you could give me a little bit more information on where I can find his body and what state it would be in.
Yeah, you just hear like the specter of Bobby like peeking up as he's like probably hiding in your pack. His head's his papa. Oh, dude, that's so kind of you, man. Thank you so much for this. This is very thoughtful of you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And the Noel's like, yes. I can, if you prefer a secret or a memory, either is fine. Please give payment, and then when you want that information, you think of what information you need or that you want, and you inhale, and the knowledge will be yours.
All right. I got a D8 shard of a time dilation rune.
Ah, this is very interesting. I will indeed exchange. Memory or secret?
Let's go with the secret.
Has the right hand up by its head, puts that one down, and pulls the left up and plucks something out, puts it in a stoppered vial, shakes it up, hands it over to you. I think it's green. When you are ready to receive the wisdom, inhale it, think carefully about what you want or need, and the information will be yours.
Very well. Thank you.
Of course. Enjoy the carnival.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Okay. Same question. The carnival's to explore? Do you leave? What would you like to do? Entirely up to you guys.
I understand there are a great many things we can see here, but it does seem we could easily go into a spiral of unending things to visit. We should likely focus upon our journey.
I can agree to that.
You hear a sound of like some sort of bell start happening, and you hear, "Come on, come all to the greatest ride of them all. Gravity-defying, death-defying, spirit-stenching." That's not the word I meant to say, but it's very exciting. Come, join. You will not be the same. Those who board shall not be the same who depart. You will be a different person, life-changing and altering. And you just see there's a very kind of squat, heavy-set man, all sorts of weird boils and lesions on his face, and he's kind of standing in front of what looks like an entry to some kind of roller coaster. There's like you must be this tall, but like the line is like all the way down to the bottom, so it's only like 2 inches up off the ground. Yes, come, join. You know you want to.
Hey, Malik, hear me out. So, we've probably both been on rides before, but we've never been on rides while we're tripping, and it could be a whole different experience.
I really do want to be a different person.
Well, I think we figured out that you are the same person. You just look out of a different person's eyes.
You know, this could be the secret to correcting your two's issue.
Like, what if you got on the front of the coaster and I got on the back, and then it feels like we're on the opposites, but we're seeing the opposites, right?
We have an objective and you all are wasting time.
I agree with Susan, Anthony, whoever that is.
A tall,
Susan.
slender Aelfir walks by with this like ornate looking clown mask, and you just hear this voice from behind it. Funnel cakes! Get your petrified funnel cakes! Funnel cakes! Get your petrified funnel cakes! And just is like walking past you all very casually.
Had me in the first part, lost me on the second.
Okay. Maybe on the return trip, Zenobe, I will confess that's an interesting testing of the perspective.
Yeah, the Bleeding Hollow is kind of on a timer here, guys. I mean,
True.
All right.
we got a long way back. This is not like we can just zip right over there. So,
Would you go so far as to say we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there?
yes.
So which one is riding on the shoulders? Is it Zenobe's body and Malik's vision?
I would
Or
assume so, yeah.
Okay.
Or well, it's probably like don't know.
Zenobe's a dark elf, so a knoll on a dark elf's shoulder seems like it would be a little difficult.
Yeah.
So Susan stands in front of Malik and Zenobe. You see Susan saying like motioning like this, and Malik, you hear, "Bend over, please."
Okay.
Don't do it.
I trust you. This version of you as well.
So Malik, you
Zenobe pulls Malik's ears up.
Please
Malik.
stop that.
Malik, you see Susan lean in and go to your like left side, and you can tell from Malik's body that she's whispering something, but you can't hear it. And Zenobe, you hear what she's whispering, and I'll send you a secret message. And then
Okay, what is it?
I thought the secret message was that I was going to send you a secret message.
So yeah, and then whatever she says, she backs away and turns around from them.
You hear at this point like another bell and some little jingle and all these giggles of laughter and cries of like, jubilation. You look over, you see this strange sort of Baroque looking photo booth, and the curtain's been drawn. There's a little bit of space at the very bottom. You can see flashes going off, and it's sort of shaking here and there, and the lights are kind of like these bulb lights are just sort of doing this trace run around it, almost as if it's luring you there as well. And that person with the funnel cake things comes back. Funnel cakes, get your funnel cakes. And then the guy over like with the legions, the boys again starts shouting, doing the thing. They're all sort of like bombarding you with things that you could do.
Come on now, let's get going. Don't make me start staring at you guys.
I'm doing my best, but this is very awkward.
Zenobe is like alternating between covering Malik's eyes, which are his eyes, and then covering his own eyes. Just going back and forth.
I
Here.
wonder why they're laughing.
I would imagine after a long enough time here, you lose all sense of self and you go mad.
Should we go look?
Choose
that-
Please
later.
no.
Will
There's
that take
funnel
us?
cakes.
Esme was correct about the buddy system. And like Susan holds out her hand and grabs onto somebody, form a chain.
Mm.
Okay.
Very
And
well.
then if they comply, she will try and lead them away. Or
Okay.
they will try and lead them away.
Okay.
Dante will be in the back trying to push them forward.
We'll say between Esme and Dante, you manage to sort of bypass, and you're bombarded as you journey and venture through the residue of this carnival with all sorts of these other games and rides and things, and hawkers calling out wares from the shadows of booths. You can't even see their faces. You see large strange toys that are kind of being hawked for these different games, throwing this device or that. You see this huge contraption for the strongest man. You see all these different things. This carnival, or excuse me, this hall of mirrors, and you just kind of continue with singular purpose, not getting distracted. And you reach to the other side of the carnival. You look around. You find another one of these Vermisian tunnel-like entrances. In this case, an exit. You see this vague sign on it, and you can see like hang station, and it kind of gives this approximation of distance for how far away it is. And you realize this is as good a exit as any to leave from the carnival. If anyone wants to do their pre-delve thing, now is the time to do it. If you wanted to do it, I assume you guys. I know the two of you like to do it. So you start traveling down this path a ways, and the first thing you notice as you travel away is along either side of the tunnel, you see these broken down, what almost looks like those hand cranked, like train cart things. You know what I'm talking about? You see, yeah, like where like there's almost like they're like seesaw type things. There's probably a name for them that I just don't know the name of. But you see them on either side, kind of thrown off, like rusted and old. Malik got a critical success. We'll do the +2 again. I think that was what we did last time. So +2 to your rolls on this delve. But eventually you come. That's way too like religion-y. Let me do something else. So eventually you come into what looks like some kind of security gate, and you can see there's this like you're at like a turnpike entrance, and there's all these different booths along the way, and you see these like operators are kind of like half machine, like half some kind of like oozing out of the booths themselves as if like the machine and the booth have somehow kind of merged. And you look as you're watching, there's these bodies that are laying on the other side of these narrow little halls, these passageways through these booths, and like some of them look like they're burnt to a crisp, others like they've just been ripped apart into pieces, others like they've just been turned to sand. And you see all these weird little receptacles on either side of these booths, like that suggest some sort of strange like security machinery, but you don't see any other like immediate way past. And you can see beyond the security checkpoint stretches the tunnel that would take you to Hang Station. What would you all like to do to pass this?
There's all these security booths on either side with the hand crank train platform things.
Yeah, there's like off to the side, like debris and stuff nearby. And then there's all these bodies, like people have tried to go through the booth and have somehow suffered a horrible fate in doing so.
Zenobe, do you want to take first crack at this?
What do you want me to do?
Just trying to walk through it.
Like on top of Malik?
No, on your own.
No, I don't want to do that.
Would that not put them at a disadvantage?
It would.
You were
No, you
purposeful.
need-
Yes.
I want to try to get a better look at these bodies. See if
Okay.
I can figure out
Mm.
what happened to them.
Okay. Discern. Tech would probably be a good one as you're trying to piece like what happened to the bodies with like the different machinery hanging on the sides of the booths.
I have some practice in the healing arts. I can assist you. I've got discern, but looking over to see if I can help you find any clues here.
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
All right.
Okay.
Nice job.
So, from what you can tell, one of these booths has this machinery that seems to essentially push out some kind of like blazing fire. You even see as you get close, it kind of start to almost like a pilot light in an oven begin to kind of flicker a bit. And that's the one where there's this burnt to a crisp corpse that tried to move across. You see another one, like the receptacle has some kind of scanner, but there's all these different like compartments on either sides of the booths that you can see and hear like the sounds of machinery like moving up, like it's some kind of like wood chipper that's beginning you just hear like metal kind of churning in, and so you'd think like the middle is like where like this blender of devices comes out and rips apart. And then the third one, you notice that the actual devices themselves kind of give off this very faint hum, and you as you're watching this like very like thick strange looking beetle is like flying through, and this thin beam of light just kind of in sort of a rainbow like arc comes out from the side of the booth and just completely incinerates this, leaving just a pile of ash, just a pile of dust on the ground. As you're watching, you do think that there is sort of a potentially like a timing situation that you might be able to play with, or at the very least like it's possible one of these receptacles could be sabotaged in some way with some kind of tech work on this. You could potentially do that.
Yeah, I'll share my findings with the class. I'm also wondering, I mean, so maybe some tech or, I don't know, I got this mining pick. Could I just, like, bust it up? Those,
Sure.
I'd be willing to loan you my jaws of life as well.
Oh,
Just rip it to shreds. Well, it might be better than my idea. I was going to say, let's just get one of these cart things on the track and get it going as fast as it can and try and smash through the booth.
I figure if we break the booth, maybe it'll be easier coming back. Because the
That's
last thing I
true.
want to do is have to try to deal with this coming back.
Couldn't we just go around it?
You would have to backtrack and find a different tunnel. Like, this definitely seems like a checkpoint for this particular track that you're on. Like, one of the 3 lanes you would have to go down.
Never mind.
it's okay. Sometimes fate simply it railroads you in a certain way.
Yeah.
Not you too, Jeremy. Not you too.
A2, Jeremy?
If Jeremy does a B pun, I'm out of here. I'm out.
This booth.
That would really sting.
This booth is killing people, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
There's 3 different booths, and they're all killing people in a different way.
Susan will walk towards the 3 booths and stand towards the entrance and close their eyes and, well, their eyes are always closed when they're Susan. And we'll use the many eyes ability that the swarm that's around me, we'll be able to see through all of them. And some of them will inevitably wander into these booths, so I can see what's inside. And
Oh, you
see
can
if-
see you can see in the booths from outside. Like, you can see they're very much like toll booths where, like, the top half is very clear, and it looks like they're half kind of machines, half like oozing heart's blood. There's like these huge like pools of heart's blood at the base, and like sticking up out of them is some kind of like almost like a toll booth operator, but as some kind of robotic version of it.
So, but these bees, they're not being really affected, or are some of them dying?
Well, if you're sending them through, like through the channel between booths, they will
Mhm.
take whatever fate that happens. If you're trying to get them inside the booth, that's something different. So
Yeah, like they kind of wander on their own. Like, I can't directly control them unless I'm doing an attack or something. This is just like, the way it describes it is essentially it's a radius that eventually my vision spreads more and more and more as they will wander through.
yeah,
So
you will definitely lose several of them then as they wander into the fields between booths and like the various devices. Like, either they incinerate or they turn to dust, or they're torn and ripped apart by blades that eject from one of these booths. Others get inside the booths, and again, they just see like the bottom half is just this big pool of pulsing, like sort of fleshy liquid, from which comes up what looks like the torso of some kind of robot that are kind of there, kind of operating some kind of internal machinery within the booth. But the rest of it, you can kind of dodge them, but none of them are able to kind of bypass and get through without suffering some horrible fate.
Wait a minute. There are robots in there operating the machinery. I'm not saying this because I want to do it, but if you can get one of them to me or get me to one of them, I can eat them and know how to operate this booth.
I'd take a pickaxe to one of the booth windows.
Yeah, and that's
See if I
not.
can get you in.
Yeah, you can start doing that, and you can hear like the booth is sort of grinding and sort of it's trying to churning up, and it's shooting out fire and stuff, but it's not getting the angle on you because you're kind of keeping yourself between
Yeah.
it. And as long as that's the case, it's a relatively harmless task to do so. And like some of the glass shatters, but not enough to hurt you. But you do have access to this thing. The robot does kind of come out and kind of swing out at you. You can tell that it's going to defend itself if you try to eat it, but you could effectively do something. Yes.
Is if we can make that happen with the desperate measures ability, you can consume the flesh of something or someone that's recently been killed and gain a skill associated with them for the remainder of the situation.
So one of two things:
I'm so sorry.
either Malik has to roll a kill tech if he wants to do it, or somebody else can do it and then hand him like a broken piece is fine. Because right now Malik has the eye trouble with Zenobe.
I mean, Dante can pull out his rifle and take a shot at this thing.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of step back a couple paces.
Yeah.
Fire. Yeah, go ahead and roll it. It's tech. Kill tech probably makes most sense.
We'll see. Hey,
As a success. And you just, like, as this thing's kind of swiping out at you, you just blow off one of its, like, you know, the forearm to, like, kind of the digits, and it flops down to the ground, hand it over to Malik. Malik.
Here, it's finger licking good.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Is that something you can teach? Hand me a gear.
No, but knock yourself out.
So you get this vision, Malik, as you kind of consume like that fleshly liquid at the bottom. If you could somehow drain that, there's definitely this different cabling at the base of these things that if you kind of unplug or destabilize some of the, like that's where the kind of the control mechanisms are. So if you were to kind of drain some of that fleshy fluid, you should be able to access the things that you would need to sort of deactivate the booth.
We would have to get all the blood out of that. Does your patron's blessing only apply to water, or can you cleanse that as well, Zenobe? I'm stuck in my gums.
You want me to cleanse the gears?
Well, we need to basically unflood that situation from all the blood. And if we can do that, we can get down to some couplings underneath. I don't know if you can wash it away or pull the liquid away, or you do strange water things.
Okay. And I will go up to the I will climb down from Malik and stumble my way over to the liquid.
I'll go with you.
How watery
take my trench
is it?
coat off of them now that they're not together.
No, I'll go with him. I'm not going to leave him stumbling around alone.
I also don't want my trench coat to get bloody. So
It's like liposuction fat. It's like a vat of liposuction fat.
Oh.
So it's not water.
No, it's watery, but
It's 70% water, probably.
Okay, first I'll scoop some of it into a jar and put that in my bag.
okay. Take a D6 resource of
Gotta have the
Tolbooth
resources.
goo.
Yeah, Fight Club soap.
Actually, that's a really good idea.
And then I will get down on my knees and I'll pull off my hat and I'll smush it in the goo and then put it back on my head. Oh, drowned queen, we ask for your blessings. Take this fat and suck all of the water out of it. What happens?
Roll a roll. This sounds like a compel religion test. So roll compel religion.
I would like to assist with religion.
Of course. Maybe you just echo the prayer, and actually, you have an in with the drowned queen. Okay.
That's a success.
Okay.
Please take the water from this fat.
You all watch as like nothing happens at first to the point where it almost seems kind of embarrassing, but then all of a sudden you start seeing like everything just sort of spills out and dries and dries and dries to the point where like this wave of almost fully physical, like buttery fat kind of flops down to the ground and continues to harden, and like little pores begin to open up. And by the time the prayer is over, all of that goo that was in the bottom of that booth has spilled out onto the ground, and you now see what actually looks like a coral reef has formed from it. And these little tiny specks of like kind of colorful flowers begin to pop up with it. And the booth itself appears empty other than the sort of skeleton of whatever's left of this robot. And whenever anyone kind of gets close to the receptacle, like you don't hear the machinery kicking up anymore. It's kind of, it looks like you have properly and effectively caused this to not function anymore. And you could probably pass through.
I still got it.
You know, if that was fat, couldn't we have just set it on fire?
Yeah.
So after everyone passes through, Susan's going to remain behind a little bit, and the bees are going to harvest the nectar from those flowers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, take a D6 worth of liposuction coral nectar, something like that. Also,
What domain
they
was
get
that?
nectar from the meat tree, so it's close.
yeah. Also, Zenobe, roll, if you don't have anything specifically for delve, roll a d4, but I'm gonna make this a crit success to kind of carry over one, because Dante rolled a crit before to kind of get you a lot of useful info, so I'm gonna carry his crit over to yours. Roll 2d4, take the higher, and then add 2 to it for Malik.
Yeah. And with my
The higher was 4, so 6.
Nice.
Nice.
We're gonna say, Mike.
oh, I was gonna say like I can give trust. I was gonna give trusty to delve equipment and +1 blood protection for the 2 things I was doing with my pre-delve prep thing.
Nice.
But you got the max anyway, so
Yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah, you have burned halfway through the resistance already as you bypass this, and not only that, like what Dante said earlier, like in creating this, you've actually effectively made a connection happen by destroying this sort of security breach here. But you're able to pass through, and you're kind of continuing to travel on this long trek. You see these branches off here and there. They're not, some of them are branches of train tracks themselves. Some of them are just collapsed walls, holes in the ceiling or in the floor where it looks like different paths tread, strange things kind of growing up out of the ground. What looks like, this, or sounds like kind of distant animals that might be like nesting within some of these little pockets here and there. But eventually, as you've been traveling for probably a few hours, you come across kind of this open intersection again, where these two train, like the tracks that you're on, and this other like weaving, twisting track, you see hanging from the ceiling of this domed intersection, you see what looks like these huge, kind of very translucent heart's blood sacs, almost like caviar eggs, kind of hanging down from the ceiling, almost blocking the path forward. And you see in between, in them, you all can see like Aelfir are just kind of curled up in this sort of fetal position. Their strange masks kind of bent down, but you can still see them. You can't see their faces. They all are wearing what looks like some kind of ornate robes as well. But all of them seem to be like caught up within you. You're not sure if they tried to cross and got trapped, or if something's collapsing from above. But whatever it is, it's kind of blocking the intersection a little bit going forward, and trying to, like, you'd have to either try to like push your way between them or crawl underneath them or something. They're really kind of obscuring the path forward, essentially.
We could shoot them.
What?
We could shoot them.
Shooting
Couldn't
things
you
is-
just politely move them?
No.
We have a disagreement.
Lucius, if you want to shoot them, kill, and then I would say cursed would probably be a good one if you want to use that.
I would be very tempted to, but seeing how immediately upset Zelina was about it, I would probably reholster my pistol. Like, well, if you have a better idea, I'm happy to hear it.
Zelina's
Zenobe, Sorry, go
blade
ahead.
is still in her hands, even though you put your weapon away.
Zenobe will pull out his old-fashioned pistol and like put it in front of Malik's face to try and aim it, but it's obviously way off.
Oh, it's so good. That's so good.
Don't worry, Zelina. I can't hit anything even when I can see.
Be careful where you point that thing.
I look down the barrel.
Is this thing loaded?
Wait, whose face is
God.
looking down the barrel? I'm so confused.
Malik.
Alex face. Yeah.
Sigh.
All right. What do you all want to do here?
Well, take the lead, Selena.
Zelina is gonna go and crouch next to one of them and try to figure out what's wrong with them.
They look like they're just encased in sort of like amber in a way. Think of it like a Jurassic Park situation, but it's less orange and more like reddish, and they're not mosquitoes, but they're Aelfir with masks and ornate robes. And there's just so many of them. Like there's this whole colony of them hanging down from the ceiling that basically almost like dripping down to the ground, like sagging down to the ground to the point where it's like trying to push past them. You have to do something to get them out of the way. There's no way you would kind of get through otherwise. There's no way to tell either if they're living or not. They don't seem to make any reaction as you get close. Like you don't see them like moving around or calling for help. They all just seem sort of like in this fetal position.
Is there anything distinguishing about these robes they're wearing? Perhaps if we understand more of who they are or how they got here.
Sure. Roll a, let's call it discern. I'll say tech or religion. I would take too.
I do have religion.
I have discern. I'll help.
Well, that's awesome.
Use my eyes.
We'll just please get the gun out of my face.
We will go ahead and assist with technology.
Mm-hmm.
Dante can help with discern.
Okay. God,
I'm not
I've never
helping. I'm
wanted a
just
crit
making
fail
sure
more.
Zelina doesn't stab me still.
Chicken.
I'm not sure how to get more than one. I'll just do this.
Control. If you hold control, you can click multiples.
Ah, okay. Okay. Then in that case. So Zenobe and Dante? And Esme?
And Esme. Yep.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Can you guys hear that siren?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Whenever it rains in Arizona, which it just did, sirens for days. People don't know what to do. Like,
Oh,
they
wow.
just don't know. Success at a cost. Wow. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll just say. I'll say something like maybe fortune cost is like you all debate for a while is essentially what it's going to end up being, and like it gets kind of heated, like as everyone's kind of arguing with one another over what these things are, to the point where bad blood is kind of permeating in the air, and not all of it is from Zelina to Lucius. It's coming from the rest of you as well. As all of you can take 5 points. He'll call it fortune stress, maybe.
The first time you made me look down the barrel was funny.
All of
5
you.
fortunes.
I'm sorry if you're finishing, but all of you would know that these are actually Vermissian mages. These are the very types of mages who were probably project leads on developing the Vermissian stations themselves. That any of them would actually be alive anymore doesn't really line up in the timeline unless their lives have been prolonged some way. Not that any of them look alive, or they could just be encased in this somehow, but they are all wearing what looks like the actual uniform of a Vermissian mage.
So from my understanding, are they on the ground or actually hanging?
They're literally hanging like these huge, like these huge sacks, like hanging down to the point where it kind of creates this cascading colony. Like you could conceivably kind of try to go under, but you would be potentially they could potentially collapse down on you. But they're all hanging from the ceiling.
Zelina is gonna go and kind of kneel under one of them
Sure.
to support it. And then if somebody wants to take out the top, we could just carve a path.
Okay.
I do have a mining pick.
Yeah, we'll
Awesome.
see what happens with one.
Dante will go ahead and start taking a mining pick to it.
All right. Sounds like delve test makes perfect sense. So
All right.
we'll say delve cursed, and you can take an assist die from Zelina.
All right.
Is there, did we do the fallout test for that fortune?
Oh, sorry. You're right. I
Yeah.
didn't do that, did I? There were a bunch of you. How many people assisted Malik in that?
3, I think.
All right, Esme, this one's you. That's 6. Dante, this one's you. That's 11. Zenobe, this is you. 3. And
Yeah, I'm taking some echo there. Or
Malik,
fallout.
you're 9.
And it needs to be over the total that we have.
Yeah, you're probably
Under.
Yeah, and it's under, but then where I roll determines whether or not it's minor or major.
Well, that was close, but not quite.
Okay. So I think
I'm
the only
taking
person who-
minor.
Okay.
You see some wards on 3 wards on Susan's face light up as Susan looks clearly unimpressed by the, I guess, arguing that we're doing, and saying you're wasting your time over things that are too trivial, as she is thrice warded, and the first time in a session she takes minor fortune fallout, ignore it, and do not remove stress from it.
Okay. Okay. I think this makes perfect sense. Zenobe, your fallout is going to be the hard way. You lead the party into danger. The next obstacle the group attempts to overcome is dangerous. They can reduce it to risky or even standard with a decent plan. So, and I'll say this one doesn't
totally
count
not in character for me.
because Dante already rolled and it's success. So, but the next one you come across. But yes, systematically, Zelina, Dante, you get in, you start hacking away. Zelina, you make sure they don't fall to the ground, set them to the side, one after the other, until you kind of carve a path through, and you see on the other side, the path continues. But there's also like half a dozen Vermissian mages encased in these sort of heart's blood amber here as well.
I do want to try to crack one open and see if the one's alive.
Okay.
So, but do you want me to roll the delve stress first?
Yeah, go ahead and do that. And go ahead and add 2 to it because of Malik's bonus.
All right. So that'll be 2d6 because mine's trusty, so we'll take the higher of the 2.
Because you're trusty, yeah.
Yeah. You gotta do. And then it was 2d6 plus 2, right? Well,
Right.
okay. It'll be okay. I got a 6, so 6 plus 2 is 8.
So 8, okay.
And then I do want to try cracking open one of these things and see if we
Okay.
can get a Vermissian mage out of that.
So I imagine we'll say Zenobe is trying to contribute now because of the hard way,
Oh yeah.
and is looming over your shoulder. One of the eyes are, and is probably pointing and directing for what you to do. So if you're just gonna crack it open, you're just gonna take like the pick to it, just like wail away at it. Zenobe's still talking. Malik, or whoever's back there, there's still kind of this lingering argument that's happening. It's very distracting.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just unless you have some specific plan, roll this at dangerous.
Zenobe was trying to point, but he couldn't get the angle right, so he just took Malik's arm and is pointing Malik's arm to where you need to be hitting, just to make it even more confusing.
And you can just roll delve again for this. That's fine. You just roll the same roll again, basically. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you hacked out into it, and I said Zenobe's there, kind of talking over top of you, this thing explodes outward, right?
That's great.
And you see this liquid just erupts, coats over Dante, coats over Zenobe, anybody else who, if you want to say is standing nearby. Anyone who's doing that, you feel like this like horrible kind of stickiness like overtake you and begin to encase as it's kind of starting to get on top of you. You can feel like on the skin itself, like the numbness has started to occur. And on your packs, you can see it's starting to crumble away a little bit and just fall to the ground. But anywhere it touches your skin, it just seems to sort of encase. All of you can go ahead and take 6 points. 6 points, we'll say, of blood stress.
Nice.
Jeff, I specifically said I was covering myself with the fat when I was praying to the Drowned Queen. Would that like lubricate whatever this is away from me to give me some protection?
I'll tell you what, if we were in Santa Cruz, yes. But we're in the heart. Would it give you protection? You can have 1 blood protection. That's fine. As you were lubricated with that. That's fine. Let me roll your... So this is for Dante. It's an 8.
Great. That's major blood fallout.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say it's blinded. Maybe it got into your eyes and it's kind of dried over top of your eyes. So you can't see. This is ongoing. Any task involving vision becomes dangerous as your eyes are now kind of covered in that weird heart's blood amber.
Nice.
This is ongoing and it'll last for a little while. And if you all discover some way to get it off, and kind of be creative over time, that's fine. But otherwise, there's a path moving forward. There's a body on the ground. They are not conscious, and when you check for like pulse or breathing, they don't seem to be doing so. They just seem to be like probably a corpse, but you don't see any signs of wounds. It's like they've just been perfectly preserved in some way. But you do find like gear and things like that you could potentially use. So effectively, you can put this in as a resource. You can call this a D10 resource. So basically, Vermisian mage gear. Just put it in like that.
Would you mind rolling a fallout for me as well?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can roll for me too.
4 for Zelina.
I mean, I guess if Zenobe's there, I'm there too. So
Okay. Zenobe, you got an 8.
I'm good.
11 for you, Malik.
Glad I stayed back to
Okay.
not get stabbed.
So everyone kind of got hit with this for the most part. That was close, and you've got little patches. Dante took the worst of it. Kind of his eyes are kind of covered. He's having trouble seeing. But otherwise, there's a path moving forward, and you do hear the sound, the sounds of like machinery in the distance, voices in the distance, and so you're sure you can kind of pass through here.
I did get minor fallout from that.
Okay, so it's minor blood. So let's do something simple. We'll just say maybe you took like we'll just say maybe like ringing head. So your head swims and you taste blood in your mouth. The next action you take is dangerous. The one after that is risky, and then it's gone. Okay. Do we proceed, or do you want to do anything more with these mages hanging down in their amber sacks?
Kind of hoping that one of them would be alive, so that way they could build a pathway to the the Bloody Hollow, so that way they could get back faster.
Would you say at this point that it's been like maybe a couple hours since Susan took over?
Yeah, it's definitely been a couple hours since you left the carnival, we'll say.
Okay. All right. Oh my, what happened?
Welcome
yeah.
back, Esme.
I heal a D6 stress. So I'm going to roll that. Oh, sweet. So I'm going to put that to my fortune that I received earlier. And what happened to everyone? Oh,
You
look at
didn't
all-
miss much. There's stuff up there. I'm Malik. Malik is me. That about covers it.
Oh, okay. Why are you dripping with goo?
Did I mention you were hitting on me earlier?
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it was because I didn't
No.
think we've ever met.
Well, we're friends. Friends. But you know, that's kind of weird. So is everyone all right? I mean, oh, look at all these poor people. As she starts taking in all her surroundings.
So
We have to help them.
that is
We
done
tried
first, as
that.
well. Are you sure that one of these they could create a connection?
That's what I was hoping as Dante's continue to rub stuff out of his eyes, or trying to rub stuff out of his eyes.
Well, perhaps a bit. Don't want to risk doing that again, but perhaps instead of hitting with a pickaxe, something with a little more precision. And, Mac does have the armor-piercing claws that he could just like very lightly trace around it, almost like when you're cutting the membrane of something.
Sure. I mean, we could say, like, over the course of the next hour, you get all of these down, take them all out. They all are, as far as you can tell, dead. But also, like, Dante, you would know, like, the Vermissian network was a colossal and horrible, like, natural disaster. Like, it didn't work. And they nearly, like, ripped apart, like, the fragment of the heart in itself. That these mages themselves kind of tapped into things that they shouldn't have tapped into. Like they were actually trying to somehow using the heart or trying to control something that's ever shifting. So like most of these mages, like the sort of the rumor or the lore, like they were insane. Like they did things more than they should have. So like, but you guys have like a half a dozen of their bodies. You can take them with you. I'm more than happy if you guys want to see you're taking like these Vermissian bodies. They're in perfect condition. You don't see any wounds on any of them. They all look to be in like there's no evidence of how they died. They all have the same equipment on them, the same kind of basic robes, masks, etc. None of them seem to be harmed in any particular way, but none of them are breathing. None of them have pulses. None of the hearts aren't beating, anything like that.
Well, we don't know what happened to them, but it seems like all their tickets were punched.
Silly. Is everyone okay?
I'll be getting this gunk out of my eyes here for a little bit. Got anything that can help?
Of course. Do we need to...
I want to go back to this. If you stop in the middle of a delve to try to heal, you are going to extend the delve. So like if you know what I mean, like it actually like it requires like a resting.
Yeah.
So where the delve resistance extends.
Yeah, I was about ready to say, do we need to stop?
Oh, you have something, Mike?
Oh yeah, they have just around the corner is a hound ability to where I can allow us to heal without incurring a bane during a delve.
Perfect. There you go. Okay. That can get counterbalances the very thing I was just saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I got that like a long time ago.
That's perfect.
Like,
yeah.
Just for this situation.
If there's more of these mages down, I'll definitely take some of their gear as well.
Yeah. So there's a total of 6. So all of you could conceivably take like D10 Vermissian mage gear.
Oh wow.
Like you can go ahead and throw that in there.
I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, I'll throw that.
Is that mostly like a tech thing, or are they more of a...
It's going to be like the tags will be cursed in tech. Yeah.
Cursed in tech. Okay.
Yeah. They have these like sort of mechanical staves. They sort of look like they're mage staves, or actually more like scepters. They're not like full length, but you can tell that there's some sort of technological device. Exactly what they do, you're not sure, but likely it funnels some of their arcane power in some way. Adam, were you going to go ahead and heal Dante's eyes then, since it's not going to accrue a bane?
Sure, yeah. So are we talking stress?
No, it would be blood fallout.
I cannot heal blood fallout. I can only heal mind fallout.
That's fine.
but I can heal blood stress or mind stress as well.
I can reduce blood fallout, but it will make our journey more difficult.
Does anyone have any mind fallout? Period.
No, just minor blood.
Okay. Does anyone have any blood or mind stress?
I am blood stress.
Yeah, we hit that explosion, so that's
I had blood stress.
Right. Zenobe?
I am echo, echo, echo.
Okay. Can't help you there. So we'll go with, and Zelina got fallout, so she would have cleared that. Luscious. So
Yeah.
Gonna go with mend and domain. What domain are we doing?
So we are currently in. It's like, what's the wound that you have?
I'm just healing blood stress.
You can do tech. You can do cursed.
Okay, do tech. And I failed.
Okay. I do want to point out, like, you guys did complete the delve and you heard voices up ahead, so like you kind of can keep going in and see what's up, but with the failure, like, you do need to take stress from that. So as it's a D6. 2 stress.
What kind?
Call this we'll call this maybe echo, I think, as you're trying to kind of use your abilities. Let me roll for fallout. 7 stress, major fallout. Once again, your skin begins to burst with those blisters and bubbles once more.
I was only at 6 total.
Okay, because it doubled up. All right, that's fine.
Yeah. I was like, I looked there and I was like, that one echo appeared automatically. I should give it another. And then I was like, oh, it also took protection into account too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to speed it up.
Yeah.
So there is a path moving forward. You have all these different gear stripped from these mages that you just found. The bodies are still here. Did you want to take those with you too, or do you just leave them here?
The corpse is a corpse, so I say we take the gear and let's get moving.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Esme, you want to lead me for a bit?
Sure.
Because I can't quite see right now.
She'll also send a bee over to Malik. I'll make this test quick, and then we'll see if I get any even more stress. So success at a cost. So,
It's a D6 stress. So 6 more stress to you.
mhm.
We'll call it echo again. That's fine. And then D12 is going to be a 9.
Well, Jeremy, you heal 1.
all that. Oh no, I feel really bad now. This is why Malik doesn't ask for healing.
Right. So I took 6 echo stress.
Yeah.
And you roll a 9. Okay, that would be major echo fallout.
Major.
Oh, no.
You know what? Just because I think it's funny, you're blinded too. As the blind is literally leading the blind now. As like maybe some of your eyes kind of become covered with these malfunctioning, or these some of your bees are not listening and they're just sort of nesting, or maybe like wax or something or honey begins to kind of grow and cover your eyes a bit. And so now both Esme and Dante are struggling to see. Malik and Zenobe, their eyes are still switched. All that's left is Lucius and Zelina.
There is one called Hex Eye. That means I can't perceive distances very well in echo. Does that work?
Sure. That's fine. I don't see
I'm just-
Hexai, but that's
I'm
fine.
just gonna grab whoever I can and get them going. Whoever can't see Malik and
Minor.
Esme,
Okay.
and I'll just lead them amongst the corpses, and we'll be on our way.
Okay. You get through this intersection. You start kind of traveling, and you realize the track begins to sort of spiral and grow and like increase in an incline. And eventually, you find yourselves like several effectively stories up as this sort of swirling like path kind of goes up and up and up. And eventually, you come to what looks like another one of these sort of stations. As you see that there is this suspension bridge, actually multiple, are all kind of intersecting and moving all over what looks like this huge and semi-luminescent artificial lake at the base beneath. You can see that there's like wherever the bridges intersect, there's these kind of waiting rooms, like these little bubbles of buildings here and there. A lot of them look to be like glass, and as you start walking across, you can literally look down and see stories beneath you. This extended lake. All around, you can see there's other people that are moving. Some of whom are, moving from one hub to the other. It's like some of them are travelers. You see others that are kind of dressed in like weird academic finery, and they have these different tools out where they're kind of measuring things here and there. Others have these large like optical lenses where they're trying to peek down and look. Some are kind of near the outskirts of this large cavern with the rocks, and they're trying to kind of figure out or negotiate they're kind of a way down, like they're trying to get down to that lake. Those of you who are looking down, you can see this sort of spiral, almost nautical like sort of shape, like hidden beneath the lake down there. And it's at this point, Zenobe and Malik, that your eyes like they do that blink out again, and when they kind of come back, while Zenobe's still on Malik's shoulders, you realize your eyes have kind of reset at this point, and your vision is now back to how it was. But yeah, you've reached Hang Station. It's like this series of bridges over this lake. There's a series of these different hubs. You can definitely tell there's other travelers here as well. You can see that there's a handful of these different pockets in this huge caverns, the different walls, the kind of tracks lead off in different directions. And you can tell there's other travelers, and there seems to be other like systems and machinery and booths set up here and there. Like people have kind of made this more like a temporary kind of pass by as opposed to like a full on settlement. What would you guys like to do?
Find a place to rest before we
I
continue
really
our
would
journey.
like to. And can you please get off my shoulders? We don't need to do this anymore. Just stop clenching your thighs and get off of me.
Oh, that's why I thought I just got taller. I'll climb down. I
Much
also left
heavier
a
than I
big
expected.
wet stain on his shoulders.
Ew.
You're so moist, and I don't know what to say about that.
Lucius, you find what looks like this sort of kind of temporary, not, I'm sure if it's temporary, but it's a series of like tents within one of these connecting hubs.
Yeah.
And you can see that there's a handful of people that are kind of around campfires, and you can see there's like different traveling groups that have all kind of come together for safety in this singular group, and they're kind of doing some trading. And you can see amongst that group, there does seem to be this cadre of Vermisian knights. Like you can tell they have these huge kind of shields that look like subway doors that they're kind of carrying around, and this other kind of machinery that they're using for, like this like a big old hammer or a sword that is definitely repurposed from a train piece. And they're like, it looks like they're kind of sitting around this campfire, and like they all seem to be deferring to this one person who looks different. It's this human, completely bald head, like kind of covered in these sort of regal robes, and like once or twice you see one of them kind of kneel before, and like they're covered in soot and wounds, and the sort of the priestly looking person kind of reaches out and places a hand, and there's like an exchange of some kind, and their wounds seem to be healed, and they kind of pass away. Another time you see it's not just like physical wounds, but you see that the bald man like holds up one of these sort of strange occult objects that hanging from their neck, and you can see like almost as if it's draining this like dark energy that's pouring out of one of these knights and seems to get clasped into the necklace itself. This is a haunt, so you can either use this for blood or echo, actually, if anyone needed to heal blood or echo.
Yeah, Dante needs to downgrade a major fallout. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to get rid of some echo too.
Yeah. Esme needs to downgrade 2 major echoes.
Okay, so it's D6 minimum to kind of get anything done. So D6 resource, not any resource will do.
So like a jar of liposuction fat.
Yeah, you can see like there's this, like you can see he's got like a wagon and this strange looking beast that looks half machine, half animal, like some sort of burden beast. And there's like this whole array of strange things in that wagon behind, and like he's got some small, what looks like a kind of a very scraggly looking gnoll that's like fetching it and putting things away, like whenever anybody kind of hands over a payment of some kind.
Yeah. I'll give up my colored flowers.
Okay.
Is that
It's
D6
like,
for major and minor?
Yeah, I always forget the whole downgrading thing. I can't remember if it's a D6 or a D8 to downgrade.
Oh, that's
I think
really
it's a D8.
The D8 to downgrade. Okay, so it's a D8 to downgrade your fallout. D6 is sort of the minimum. You can always, if you have like the D10, some things can be broken down into pieces too, if it makes sense.
I'll use the D10 of a missing gear I just got to help downgrade my major fallout to minor fallout so I can see again.
Okay, fair enough. That works. And kind of puts a hand out on your head and mumbles these kind of strange words. Raises this eyebrow at the gear you have. It says nothing else. The gnoll fetches it, returns it, and as he finishes like this strange sort of sermonizing, like the stuff on your eyes just begins to melt and drip off and fall to the ground. And finally, like you open your eyes. It's a little foggy at first, but you see this smiling man with no wrinkles whatsoever on his face as he just kind of gives you a grin and kind of pats you on the side of the cheek. Onward now. Enjoy your travels.
Thank you. This Dante now has amber colored eyes.
Nice. I think that makes perfect sense to me, yeah. Lucius, were you downgrading something too?
Yeah, I had a minor blood fallout I want to get rid of.
Yeah. So you hand something over. What do you hand over?
The flowers that I got.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, those are really pretty. Where'd you get those?
You and I gathered them. Well, Susan and I gathered them from the garden.
Who's Susan?
Susan is the other you. The bees when they come out. We've decided to refer to them as Susan to differentiate them from you. Or Anthony.
Why'd they pick Susan? That's so weird.
I picked it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
You hear the old man kind of and he kind of points behind you, and there's like a line of 15 people behind you waiting.
Yeah, my apologies. I'll hand over the flowers.
Grabs the flowers greedily and kind of like lopes over, puts them away, kind of goes through the same process. Your wounds are healed.
Nice.
Can you sorry.
So I have a bit of a conundrum as she points to her eyes and I guess she would have never saw those flowers. Oh well. To the burst open wounds that are on her as well, as they're both major. And then she says, here's this, as she hands over the Vermisian Mage gear, which is a D10.
Okay.
And she's like, but perhaps we could also do something with this, as she like straight up plunges her hand inside of her chest and like pulls out this like red crimson honeycomb. She's like, we found these flowers, but they had nectar from like skin. And so we harvested the nectar and we put this into this lipocomb as she hands it over. You think we could split the difference? As
Yeah,
she,
the
it's
guy
a
like holds
D10
his
and a
hands up.
D6.
Yeah, the guy holds his hands up like he's not touching any of the stuff, but the gnoll kind of lopes over, kind of grabs it. So D10 and D6. Okay, so between the two, we can. Yeah, I think you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so to downgrade both of those majors.
Yeah, I think that's fine. So D8, take that down. D6, you're 2D6. Yeah, that's fine. I think that works out. It'll work out in the wash.
Should I pick my own, or did you want to assign them to me?
Whatever. I mean, you can pick your own. Whatever kind of fits sort
Okay.
of the similar kind of theme, if you want. You know, it's fine with me. Jeremy, you were going to say something?
I was gonna. Can you only do fallouts, or can you also can you pay a resource to reduce stress?
Yes, you can pay a resource, D6, and then you just roll a D. Like you give a resource, you roll a D6, and you restore either echo or blood.
Okay, then I will do that. Here's your creepy bottle of liposuction fat. So gross.
You're the ones who want to play hard.
I know. I love it.
I ran One Wing earlier. It's not gross. There's like flowers and crying and people hugging each other. It's weird.
Oh wow. Yeah, weird family moment.
I know. It's so weird.
So there's
Here.
flowers in both.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It is a running theme. I do like
Yeah.
flowers. All right. D6. Okay. Anybody
No.
else looking for healing?
Yeah, yeah.
Chat with the gnoll for a minute, just
Okay.
off to the side.
Just kind of looks at you and he's just like, as you hand over the fat, like,
Good eating. Yeah.
kind of does like a long, looks up at you.
You are big. You are really big. Safe travels.
You as well.
Thank you.
And you can tell he's not quite there. He's kind of emaciated. You can tell he sort of looks like if you want to think of it in terms of like a rescue dog that's trying to become healthy again. And it's definitely looks like that's what's going. Like he's been suffered, but he's in the sort of process of reacclimating in some way.
In the arms of an angel.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and give him the bone charms and the guts. This one's yours. You keep these.
For me.
Kind of starts to put the bone charms on and on like some sort of necklace of some kind.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And he kind of looks over and he's like,
Honorable one. He has given me a gift. Can I keep it?
and like the bald guy turns over. Of course, he has given it to you. It is for you. Please wear and enjoy. Thank you, noble Cleaver, for treating my friend with respect and care.
I'm glad to see he's on the mend and in your company.
Yes, when I found him, he was a very abused pup, but I think he will grow to be strong. Very strong indeed.
Excellent.
Does anybody else need to do any sort of healing of any kind?
Yeah. So I'll just start rummaging through my bag, and I'll pull out a big glass jar. Sorry, dogs are barking. With a giant acidic frog. How much can you give me for this? I'm keeping him fat. I've been feeding him protein honey.
You seem to have taken
I give it a
care of
shake
him
so it like ribbits.
Maybe don't shake the creature. We don't want to do it harm. But yes, I can.
That's a D10, and I'm trying to get rid of my echo with the lines growing across my face.
Okay.
Can you get
that's
rid of
fine.
these? They're really itchy.
I can indeed. I have a very shall we call it angelic power, I can remove all that could possibly taint your echo. Lean close.
I was looking for something a little less holistic.
Oh, this isn't holistic.
You got like a scalpel or something?
No. My healing comes from the greater power deep within. It does not come from trinkets. It does not come from objects. It merely comes from faith and belief. The
Sounds
heaven
kind of
below-
holy, but okay, we'll go with it.
Well, of course. The heaven below has imbued in me these healing arts so that I might help pilgrims like yourselves be on your way to fruitier pastures.
But you said it's not holistic.
I believe you're confusing holistic with whatever made-up word you're trying to use for an adjective meaning holy.
Okay,
Hurry up,
can
Sue.
we get rid of these?
Yes, I have like 20 people behind you. I'm trying to help,
Yeah.
but I
I'll
have
beat
so
you
much
holy with a
patience.
stick.
That is very funny, but I do not approve of violence.
I didn't say I was going to do it.
Is
Fair
it
enough.
D10 only enough to downgrade, or would it actually get rid of it?
So a D8 is what you need to downgrade. So if you gave him the D10,
I don't actually have D8s. I just
you
have
can
a
take
D10.
you could take a D6 back. Like the say you could basically downgrade that
So
resource.
I can
to a
keep the
D6.
legs.
I don't approve of you severing the legs of this living creature. Do you have something else, perhaps, that you can contribute?
I mean, it'll take me a minute to look through my bag, and you said you have a line, so I'm just trying to
Why
speed
don't
this
you
up.
go back to the end of that line? Perhaps you will find wisdom there.
No, this will be fine. And I put on a leather glove, and I just rip off a leg. Rip
Oh,
off another one.
goodness. Oh, my. Oh, that poor creature. I am more inclined to heal it than you. But as you have come here as a pilgrim of the heavens below, I shall help you. Kind of reaches out, rests a hand on your forehead, and you kind of feel like the like a drain happen. And yes, your fall is downgraded.
Now, if I give you these legs back, can you heal what you downgraded it to?
You. You are a monster.
I don't know if that's a yes or a no.
May the
It's an
angels
accurate
below
assessment.
rise up to devour your flesh and give you as painful an ending as this poor creature that you sacrificed for unnecessary reasons. But technically, yes, I can. And so he does, begrudgingly.
I hand him the legs back. I'm sorry.
And
I'm sorry.
the Null takes it and is trying to reattach them as best he can back by the wagon, but it's not working out. Oh, God. Some of the Vermissian knights nearby starts to sing, "In the arms of an angel." Like you hear like this weird voice. Okay. All right. Are you good here? Can we move on? Or do you want to kill other innocent creatures?
I mean, technically, I have another minor echo I could get rid of.
If you would like to, that's fine. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I do have a
wait.
D6 though. I'll hand him some rusted dog bits to get rid of the other minor echo.
Couldn't you have just given this to me to begin?
They were at the bottom of the bag. I thought no, Frog would
that's
go
fine.
further.
No, that
You charge
whatever.
more than I thought.
Okay, you're healed. Done. Boom. Wow, you're great. Now get to go. Shoo.
Oh, no.
All right. So,
All right, let's leap to it.
okay. You find your path out of here. You navigate around. We'll say, just because I want to get to the damn factory, give me 5 more minutes. This will be a quick one. You start traveling down these tunnels that are just flooded with this spire black runoff. Like this, like molasses and quicksands. Like it's your movement is terribly slow. It's like this soupy, thick, swampy mess, and it's very, very difficult to travel. Someone, if they could please give me a delve test, and we'll combine this with Warren as you try to kind of lead the path forward. Delve Warren, please.
Dante would normally offer to lead, but he's more willing to assist right now
Okay.
because
No, I
the
got
miner
this.
that
I just storm off in the wrong direction.
See Lucius storm off in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Lucius, go ahead. 6 points of stress. As
Delve and Warren. Sorry.
okay,
Yeah.
as you're kind of moving towards like you can see this. There's all these different tunnels moving in all sorts of different directions. Let's see. This is gonna be. I'm gonna make this fortune.
Sure.
So six to fortune, and we'll say, unless you had something. Did you have like a specific follow you were trying to grab here?
No, you just said someone roll, and I'm like, I got this.
Yes, thank
So-
you.
Nice.
He's chomping at the bit.
Yeah, we'll say that you get separated. It's perfect. You think you hear something, but when you turn to tell your allies they're gone, you'll have to track them down or they'll find you. But no one notices you're gone at first, as Dante and Malik are trying to like push this path forward. So, who else is trying to maneuver forward here?
So Dante, you want to do more of an assist?
Yeah, an assist, because I still have this kind of ringing head, even though I'm not
Okay.
blinded anymore. Yeah, so he's more willing to assist than actually try to lead.
Oh, I'll help.
So Delve, Warren.
I have
Dante.
delve. I'd like to help.
I think you've done enough, Stephen.
Yeah.
I think
Don't
you've done enough.
Zenobe's
Okay, I won't help.
actively helping. Don't
Okay.
discourage him.
How did you
Critical
roll that?
success
Oh,
for
okay.
Malik.
We've found our balance. It's as
Yeah.
annoying as the moist ring around my shoulders is. It
Maybe you just do like one of those, like using a stick to try to find higher ground, and eventually you do find kind of a higher ridge ground, and so like you're still stuck in some of this like runoff, this horrible foul smell, and you also know this is very flammable, so any sort of open flames has the potential to set this all off. But you do eventually find this route, and you start moving through it, and you make a significant amount of progress. Go ahead and roll a d6. It's a crit, so multiply it by 2.
It's trusty. Yeah.
It's trusty, yeah. So roll 2d6s, take the better, then multiply that by 2, and then you can add your normal delve bonus.
Oh,
so we got a 2, turn that
Oh,
into a
dear God.
4.
And we'll roll over your previous one. So we'll say it takes, so that'd be a total of 6, I
6.
think. Okay. But after you've been traveling for like an hour or two, you realize, shit, where the hell's Lucius?
No.
Meanwhile, Lucius, you've been traveling in a completely different tunnel, like, and you're like moving ahead, lost in thought, like just
Yeah.
trailblazing ahead. Things are finally moving smoothly. No one's slowing you down, and you realize at a certain point, as like the ground turns from mush into hard, caked earth, you can hear your feet crunching on the gravel, and that's the only feet you hear crunching on the gravel as you look behind you, and your party is missing.
Buddy check.
Well, shit.
Uh-oh. My buddy's gone.
Well, I was always taught as a child, if you get lost, to stay where you are and someone will find you. But the people looking for me do have Zenobe working against them, so I'll just keep going. Maybe I'll turn around first and then go.
Okay. Turn around. You don't see anyone behind you. Do you backtrack or do you just push forward?
I'm gonna try and backtrack, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and we'll say you have to do this all by yourself. There's no one around to help you.
Uh-huh.
This will be a Delve Warren test as you try to find them.
We lost Lucius, but he makes the best honey in the group.
Okay.
I hate to admit, but you're correct.
We should go back for him.
I'm very lost.
5
Esme,
more
you gotta
stress.
You gotta keep a better eye on your buddy.
I think fortune continues to make sense in this case,
Uh-huh.
so I'm gonna play. All right, let me roll for minor. Is this right? I don't know if the fallout's calculating right because it never calculates with atoms, right? So I rolled a 9 on your fallout die. So how does that work for you?
And I've got 7 right now.
Okay.
7 fortune stress.
Okay. So it's got to be. I've totally forgotten. I'm blanking. Mike, is it under or over? Does my roll have to be under or over his? Okay, so 9 is over than 7, so you're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he's fine for now.
Okay. Meanwhile, the rest of you're wading back through this molasses to try to find Lucius. Okay.
Wait, I thought I had my buddy, and she holds up, and she's got like some skin on her hand still. Like, Lucius.
Or maybe like Esme's got one of those naked dead bodies of the Vermisian mages. Like I thought,
Yeah.
oh, this isn't you.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay. How do you want to go about trying to find him?
Go back to where we were, I guess.
Okay. Delve Warren, or if there's something else somebody wanted to do, that's fine too. Or a hunt, I think, could also work in this case too, as you're trying to hunt down Lucius.
That would be good because I would actually have mastery.
Get an assistant hunt.
Okay.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
Zelina's about had it. Zelina throws back her head, throws her arms out, and her skin kind of skitters a little bit and flickers, and she starts to grow hair all over, and she lets out this really loud scream. And she turns into her true form, which is a wolf-like creature. And she could do mastery on hunt checks.
Oh my. Okay.
We pushed her to her limit, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zelina, roll it. Take an assist from Malik, I think. I think the two of you working together between this cleaver and this wolf form.
Dante's like, I guess I'm out. You guys have fun with it.
Esme would help if you'd let her.
I guess I don't really know how to do that.
Like how to roll what you're trying to roll?
Yeah, how do I? Oh, roll hunt, I guess.
Yeah, so
hang
you
on.
can roll hunt. Then after you click on, when you click on the roll bit at the very top, standard difficulty, change skill to hunt, change domain to Warren, and then click the mastery checkbox, and then control click Malik and Esme from the help list, and then click roll.
Okay, what's the difficulty of it?
Just standard. Selena uses Esme as a true toy. You know, you guys could have taken like D12s of naked Vermisian mage bodies as a resource if you wanted. It's a shame.
I'm sorry, what's the domain?
It's Warren.
Okay.
Jeff, that's the second time this session that you offered me naked bodies as a resource.
It was the first time? I don't even remember.
You gave me some smut.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know they're naked. You just know it's smut. Yeah. Look at that. Critical success. Okay.
Nice.
So Chuck, when they find Lucius has been wandering for hours by himself. What does it look like? What is Lucius doing, and what is Lucius's state when they finally come across you?
It's standing there in a small, like offshoot cave or something like that with a bit of water trickling through. Probably just butt-ass naked, cleaning off his robes and stuff. Because he probably, I better hurry, and started running quickly and slipped and fell and slid through the mud. Well, I look like a mess.
Okay.
As they walk
Have
in,
your
God,
pecs
you
grown back?
knock when you come in. Yeah.
And so
Oh,
that's how
luscious.
that's how you find it. That's how you find him.
Well,
Yeah.
Zelina in wolf form is going to second guess rubbing against you because she's happy to have found you and is just going to hunker down and suddenly become herself again.
Okay. Have you done your true form before?
No.
So it might have even been a little bit frightening, Lucius, when the wolf is the first thing you see.
Ah,
Oh, it's just me. I'm glad we found you finally.
So when
Ah.
you wolf out, do you lose your clothes like the Hulk does?
It doesn't appear so.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Are we done with
'Cause
clothes?
we need
Because I could
less
get
naked
behind
people
this.
in this session.
yes, Zenobe, we
No,
are.
you need more clothes. I'm going to buy
start
you some
pulling my
underwear
robe
the
off.
first time we get a
Oh
chance.
God. Oh man, an X card. Steven taking his robe off.
Yeah. Dante starts loading his gun, just going shame, shame. Get some people down.
Ah,
All right, you're back together. You can tell you're extremely close to the factory. You got all this runoff. You can tell you're nearby. You continue forward, and you kind of push past this swampy molasses runoff area. But at the same time, you kind of plunge into this smoky corridor. You can smell that kind of harsh, foul, pungent odor when anyone kind of burns, the Spire black oil. And it becomes very, very difficult to see at this point as you're trying to navigate through it. This most simply would be another Delve Warren, but I would also take what's it called? I would probably also take something like a Delve Desolate as well.
Get Delve Desolate or Delve Warren.
you got this.
I'll assist.
Oh boy.
I'm not helping with going places at the moment. I've learned my lesson.
I'll
Okay.
assist with the Delph.
Okay, go ahead and
It's all
roll.
this teamwork from Zenobe today. It's amazing.
He knows. He knows.
It's like he's a whole new person.
He's seen the emails. Okay.
Oh my god, you did another piggyback, didn't you? That's the cost.
5 stress. I'm gonna say let's call this supply stress this time.
Okay.
As you guys are moving about, you lose sight of each other. Maybe you kind of do the hand-holding teamwork maneuver, or you call and response, but like you bump into things, stuff falls out of your packs, and you don't notice until it's too late, and so things just sort of go falling by the wayside. Some rations, some water, some other really basic gear. So 5 stress. We'll say everyone who assisted on that, go ahead and take it.
Since
and
we
then-
finished
You
the
see,
Delve,
this way I don't help.
Go ahead, Malik.
since we finished our Delve, are we back at 3 for the tier down?
We
I
are
wasn't sure.
we are still at tier 2. Yeah, we're
Okay,
currently
cool.
still at tier 2. Yeah. So for anyone who assisted on that, I think Dante, you were in on that.
Yep.
I was.
That's a 2 for Dante.
Yep.
That's a
Minor.
9 for Zenobe, and that's a 4 for Malik.
And so we compare that to our stress from everything, right?
Your total stress number.
Okay, so 4 is underneath my total stress.
Okay. It looks like probably the only person who's really in danger. Actually, wait, no, under. So that's going to be a minor fallout for you then.
Is it
minor
meets
fall.
or under? Because it meets my current. I'm at 9 total.
For you?
Yeah, you'd still get a
Yeah.
Yeah, for you, you're
Fallout.
going to take.
Okay, so I think I get a major then.
yeah meets yeah.
Okay. Okay, Malik. Okay. Let's just do something. Let's do collateral. Just take collateral. The next time you mark stress, a nearby ally marks the same amount. Then you remove the
Oh,
fallout.
Oh no.
And then Zenobe, you said you took a major.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that's
Echo
a-
too. I allocated to Echo.
Actually, don't take collateral. I'm sorry about that. That's under fortune. I said supplies to you, didn't I? Half rations. Take half rations. And then for Major, this is Zenobe.
Echo.
You're moving it to Echo?
Once per situation, I can move it to Echo. And I've got more protection there, so I did that.
Okay.
And then Dante took minor supply.
I think I'm going to say, go ahead and take meat, Zenobe. Everyone is just meat to you. Dull, worthless, soulless. Anytime you enter a situation where you must talk to a mundane NPC for an extended period of time, the GM can roll can call for an endure roll. On a failure, take D6 stress. If you're intimate with a mundane NPC, take D10 stress. So everyone just looks like meat to you. And then Dante, you took supplies as well, minor supplies.
Yep, minor supply.
We'll just say used up. Your stockpiles are depleted of crucial items. Something has spoiled. So whatever you want, like whether you want it to be food or water or like oil for your lantern, anything like that, rope, something. So
Okay.
mark it down however you like. But you were successful at least, Malik. So you can roll you can roll trusty because of Dante's thing, and then you take the higher, and then add 2.
So 2d6 basically.
Take the
Okay.
higher. 6
yes.
plus
6,
2.
8.
Okay, guys. At long last, you're just gonna be very excited as the sort of smoke clears, and as you kind of push through, kind of call response on each and every one of you, see that the smoke it doesn't necessarily fully clear, but it parts just enough for you to see up in front of you with these various, I would say, spouts of fire throughout that are just lighting up the area here and there. This massive industrial factory that seems to be built into this huge chamber. From the ceiling, this gooey black dripping of spire black oil. You can see like the flooded molasses that you had passed through before is all on the ground. And as you're staring out and watching this and seeing these huge balls of fire just erupt, and then this rafter just collapse somewhere as the factory seems to be eating itself, you see dozens and dozens of these figures, like almost scavenger-like, almost like feral, just skittering around on pipes that are connecting one section to the other, swimming around in the molasses below, as there are pitchkins and pitchkins for days. But we'll pick up there next time as we are at the Spire Black Factory. And we'll stop there for tonight. Thanks for indulging me for a little while longer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Finally made it, guys.
Yay.
We just have to go back. The good thing is there's a shortcut back that we could take. So we'll see if that works out.
Huzzah. I like shortcuts.
Yeah.
Is the shortcut going to involve Chuck tearing off muscles again?
I hope so.
That, honestly, if it gets us that whole like Lucius Honey thing, I'm for it. I mean, that might be the smartest thing you've ever said there, Steven. No.
Not much
all right.
competition.
So there we go. I'm just updating the map a little bit as we've made it all the way over to the Spire Black Factory. Why don't we do some close and plugs and we'll get the hell out of here. I know that everyone, pretty much all of us, I think, are off most of the next week, but let's just do any sort of closing plugs we want to do. Chuck, is there anything you want to say about Defenders?
Apparently not.
Yeah. That's interesting. You're muted.
God damn it. All right, I'm back. Yeah, nothing this week because I'll be at Gen Con. So
Yeah.
no Thunder Rift on Thursday, no whatever it is on no Thunder Rift Wednesday, no whatever it is on Thursday, no DCC Friday, no Goodman game Saturday.
But if
Yeah.
you're going to Gen Con, go find him and show him your feet. And
Yeah,
that'd be
room
great.
143.
That was 146.
On the thing, it says 143. Are you sending people to the wrong room, Mike?
Come find out.
Yeah, it'll just show
It's
up.
a mystery. It's 140 something. So
Well,
it's
it's definitely
140 something.
140 something.
there's only the potential for 10 different 140 something.
Yeah.
So
The
Yeah.
important
good to
thing
go.
is pants are optional.
right.
Totally.
But
Completely.
show them your feet. It's very important.
Yeah.
Masks are not low. Wear a mask. Don't wear
Wear a
pants.
mask.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, anything you want to add other than
No.
the wrong room number?
Yeah, besides trying to look up the room number real quick. Besides that, no.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Gen Con, man, be there and be a cool kid.
Nice. Jen, you want to add anything? You got anything you want to plug here?
I will also. Ooh, you're stuck in my shirt. I will also be at Gen Con, so wherever we're at.
Okay.
Confirmed. ICC 143.
Okay, 143.
There we go. Okay. Steven, what would you like to add?
I will also be at Gen Con.
I fucking hate you.
It's the only thing that could pull me away from Magnificent Santa Cruz. But tomorrow I will be playing some Shadowrun on Steam with Jeff and Chuck.
Yeah. Jeremy, are you going to be at this Gen Con thing?
No, I'm just gonna be crying alone at night.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Do you have a
I know
Patreon
what
you
we
want to
could
plug, though?
do. We could play Kingdom Death Monster while we're there.
You want to lug that?
I've never played. I mean, I did play a demo once at Gen Con a while back, but I'd be happy.
I mean, since we're all there.
I don't think they have a booth. I don't think they're going this year. I know Poots isn't going. I'm not sure if they're going to have any representation there, but I think they're skipping it. But yeah, Jen might be dead to me right now. So definitely.
Anytime you want to come up to Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Gen Con.
I don't know.
But, you know.
You weren't selling Kansas too hard before we got on stream today. You were kind of
actually come in October.
okay.
Yeah.
Fair
You'll
enough.
love it.
Okay.
It's no Santa Cruz.
It's when the leaves change.
It's impossible to be safe.
Our sirens don't
Unless
go
you're
off when
Santa
it rains.
Yeah.
Our
Only the first
sirens
Wednesday
go
of the
off.
month.
Only the first
Well-
Wednesday of the month, and then you know you'll never get a tornado.
Mine goes off every Monday at noon.
So yeah, Aaron Reese Patreon links in the chat as well. We kind of buzzed over that. Maps, comics, 5e assets, and more. Also just got some tokens recently too in the Patreon last week. Sent out some character tokens, some character art for like modern stuff and sci-fi things. Very cool. Let's see. Myself, I too am not going to Gen Con, but I'm at least going out of town. So I won't be around either. So I think on Monday, though, we still have one stream left. So if you want to come twitch.tv/thelollygaggers, you can catch myself, Chuck, Jeremy, as we play some Holler for Savage Worlds. And then we'll basically be off for about a week and a half or so. And Adam, do you want to finish off?
Yeah. So next week you'll be the one stream hill. All right. So
All right, good night, everybody, right?
yeah, we did just release Beyond the Fire. It's a bestiary full of folklore from across the Black diaspora. And if you come to the website and sign up for our emailing list, you will get an email here real soon because we're going to release an adventure written by Chuck Krantz.
Oh, that's me. I know that
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. So he wrote us an adventure, and if you're missing out on it at Gen Con, you can buy it for yourself here in under a month, as it will be available probably sometime next week. And then if you want it in print on demand, then just wait a little bit. We'll announce both of those through our emailing list. So come to the website, sign up for the emailing list, and then play a wonderful adventure written by my bestie.
That's
Nice.
me.
Chuck,
I
Chuck,
played the
is
playtest.
there-
It was a lot of fun.
Is there a name for this this delightful
Oh,
adventure? A
there
title,
is. It is-
perhaps?
The kids aren't all right.
What's the tagline?
Not safe for children, but totally compatible with Zweihander.
What's the subtitle?
Yo mama.
I was kind of on the fence with the title and the subtitle, but you got me. You got me. You got me. All right. I think that's it. Thank you for everyone who hung out tonight and watched Heart. Thank you for those of you who are watching this later on the Grim and Perilous YouTube channel. Go watch all of our other stuff, Defenders, Lollygaggers, etc. Everybody going to Gen Con, have fun. except for the people you see on the screen. I hope you all have a terrible time, and no one gets to play a Kingdom Death Monster. So that's it. Good night. We're out of here. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.